Hello all, I am PWingly working as an assistant professor at Sanjivani College of Engineering, Kopargaon in Mechanical Engineering Department. So today we will discuss some important theoretical points of centrifugal pump. So this equation or this problem was asked a lot many times. Show that the pressure is in the impeller of centrifugal pump when frictional and other losses in impeller are neglected is given by the equation 1 by 2g Vf1 square plus U2 square minus Vf2 square cosec square phi, where Vf1 and Vf2 are velocities of flow at inlet and outlet, U2 is the tangential velocity of impeller at outlet, and phi is the main angle at outlet. I let suffix 1 represent the values at inlet and suffix 2 represent values at outlet. So applying Bernoulli's equation at inlet and outlet of impeller, so total energy at inlet is P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 equal to total energy at outlet minus work done by impeller on water. So it is P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2 minus work done by impeller of water, on water per kg of water. So it is minus VW to U2 by G. If inlet and outlet of impeller are at same height, then Z1 equal to Z2. So you can write P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g minus VW to U2 by G. Okay. Yes. Now next. What is P2 by rho g minus P1 by rho g is nothing but pressurizing impeller. So it is V1 square by 2g minus V2 square by 2g plus VW to U2 by G. So pressurizing impeller is V1 square by 2g minus V2 square by 2g plus VW to U2 by G. Consider this as equation 1. Now from inlet velocity triangle V1 equal to Vf1 because Vw1 is 0. You refer the inlet and outlet velocity triangle. From outlet velocity triangle tan phi is Vf2 upon U2 minus Vw2. That is U2 minus Vw2 equal to Vf2 upon tan phi. So we will get the value of Vw2 as U2 minus Vf2 upon tan phi. So it is Vf2 cot phi. This is equation 3. Also, what is V2 square? It is Vf2 square plus Vw2 square. What is Vw2 is U2 minus Vf2 cot phi square. Okay. Then therefore Vf2 square plus these brackets, if you are solving, you are getting U2 square plus Vf2 square cot square phi minus 2 U2 Vf2 cot phi. So this is the adjustment of equation. Finally, you are getting Vf2 square cosec square phi plus U2 square minus 2 U2 Vf2 cos phi. This is equation 4. Substituting the values of V1, Vw2 and V2 square given by equation 2, 3, 4 in equation 1. Equation 2, 3, 4. 2, 3 and 4. So by putting values in pressurized equation, you are getting Vf1 square by 2g. We will see the pressurized equation. Where is equation 1? This is equation 1. V1 square by 2g minus V2 square by 2g. What is V1 square by 2g? Yes, V1 equal to Vf1. Okay. So it is Vf1 square by 2g minus 1 by 2g. Vf2 square cos square phi plus U2 square minus 2 U2 Vf2 cot phi plus this U2 minus Vf2 cot phi into U2 by g. So 1 by 2g. So again you can write Vf1 square. Okay. If you are taking 1 by 2g common, so you are getting Vf1 square minus Vf2 square cos square phi minus U2 square plus 2 U2 Vf2 cot phi plus 2 U2 square minus 2 U2 Vf2 into cot phi. Okay. So 2 U2 Vf2 cot phi and minus 2 U2 Vf2 cot phi will get cancelled out. Then 2 U2 square minus U2 square is U2 square. Okay. So therefore you can write equation 1 by 2g as Vf1 square minus Vf2 square cos square phi. This minus and this plus sign. So you are getting what? U2 square, and this will be cancelled out. Okay. So finally you are getting 1 by 2g Vf1 square plus U2 square minus Vf2 square cos square phi. And this is what the required equation. Okay. So this expression was asked a lot many times. We have to show pressurized. Okay. Now next, equation for minimum speed of starting of centrifugal pump. So when a centrifugal pump is started, it will start delivering liquid only if pressure rise is more than or equal to manometric head. Okay. In other words, there will be no flow of liquid until the speed of pump is such that the required centrifugal pump caused by centrifugal force on rotating water is rotating, but there is no flow. Okay. In other words, when a centrifugal pump is started, flow of liquid takes place only if pressure rise is large enough to overcome manometric head. Centrifugal head or pressure head is caused by the centrifugal force. Okay. And there is a case of force vortex. Force vortex means water will rotate about its own axis. So for force vortex, the head due to pressure rise in impeller is u2 square by 2g minus u1 square by 2g. Okay, head due to pressure rise u2 square by 2g minus u1 square by 2g, that is w square r2 square by 2g minus w square r1 square by 2g. The flow will start only if this head is more than or equal to manometric head. Okay, so for minimum speed it will be, yes, minimum speed at which water will be discharged. Okay, that is nothing but u2 square by 2g minus u1 square by 2g equal to manometric head. Okay, it is greater than or equal to manometric head. Okay, I have written here vortex is what? For fluid particles move in a circle about a point. So now what is manometric efficiency? It is GH manometric VW to U2. So H manometric is what? N manometric VW to U2 by G. U1 is what? Pi D1 N by 60 and U2 is pi D2 N by 60. So by putting these values over here in this equation, you can write the equation as 1 by 2G in bracket pi D2 N by 60 square pi D1 N by 60 square minus manometric efficiency into VW by VW2 by G pi D2 N by 60. Okay. So again rewriting equations 1 by 2G pi square D2 square N square upon 60 square minus pi square D1 square N square by 60 square equal to this. So taking this 1 by 60 square common, again you can write pi square D2 square N square. Okay. So here yes, so again taking this pi n, okay, taking the pi n, because this 60, okay, this 60 and this square will be cancelled out. So getting 1 by 2g pi n 60 pi d square n pi d1 square n pi n d2 manometric efficiency pi d2 n. Okay, VW2 by g. So by cancelling some term, you will get 1 by 120 pi d square n minus pi d1 square n manometric VW2 into d2. So pi d2 square n by 120 pi d1 square n by 20 equal to manometric efficiency into VW2 d2. So you are getting finally this. So again rewriting equation, you are getting n minimum. Okay, this n is nothing but n minimum. So n minimum equal to 120 into manometric efficiency VW2 d2 upon pi d2 square minus d1 square. Okay. Okay, we'll solve the problem based on this. Centrifugal pump working as a dog pump 1.65 liter per second against a main lift of 6.1 meter. When impeller rotate at 200 rpm, the impeller diameter is 1.22 meter and area at outer periphery is 6450 centimeter square. If vanes are set back at an angle of 26 degree, calculate hydraulic efficiency, power required and minimum speed. Okay, minimum speed you have to calculate. So you have to calculate U2, then VF2, then VW2, of course by using velocity triangle. Then theoretical head is VW2 by G. Okay, then hydraulic efficiency, actual head to the ideal head. Okay, not efficiency, it is not efficiency, it is what actual manometric head. Then power required to drive the pump. So you can WQ VW2 by G. Okay, So you can calculate what power required to drive the pump. That is shaft power you have to calculate. By using mechanical efficiency equation, you can calculate what shaft power. Sorry, power required to drive the pump. That is shaft power. Now, minimum speed to start the pump you have to calculate. So for minimum speed, u2 square minus u1 square equal to h manometric. Now d2 is equal to 2d and u2 equal to, therefore u2 equal to 2u. So by putting this, you will get u2 equal to pi d2 n minimum upon 60. So we are getting the n minimum as 197.7 rpm. Okay, similarly you can solve this problem also. Centrifugal pump has diameter, inlet and outlet are 360 mm and 720 mm respectively. Okay, then the flow velocity at outlet is 2.4 meter per second and vents are set back at an angle of 45 degree at outlet. If the manometric efficiency is 70%, calculate minimum starting speed. Again, you can use this equation. Okay, minimum speed. So you'll get the answer. Now again, important topic which was asked in exam is effect of number of vanes of impeller on head and efficiency. Okay, so the larger number of vanes is the greater is the obstructed area. So owing to vane thickness and consequently there is a greater loss of head. In order to fabricate the impeller easily, it is desirable that passages should be wider. Okay, so here these vanes are designed according to Euler velocity angle. So actual velocity of inlet outlet due to secondary circulating flow in the impeller is less than that. So this is what the ratio is known as vane efficiency or effectiveness. Okay, so the value of this increases. The value of effectiveness or vane efficiency in addition to number of vanes increase from 4 to 12. So impeller with vanes more than 24, this may be taken as unity unless otherwise the mentioned value is taken as unity. So maximum should be 24. Okay, number of vanes. Now next is effect of discharge vane angle. So this was asked in May 11, May 12 and May 15. Okay, so head developed by pump, that is Euler head, VW to U2 by G. These are the velocity triangles for phi less than 90, phi 90 and phi more than 90. So from figure, VW2 equal to AD minus PD, then VW2, you just go through the equation, you get the idea. Okay, so here you see for the radial vanes phi equal to 90, cot phi is 0. For forward vanes phi is more than 90, then cot phi is negative. Okay, so this causes the formation and loss of energy. So this is what yes. Due to above reasons, pumps are generally designed with the backward vanes in the range of phi equal to 20 to 40 degree, and discharge head characteristic curve is shown in figure. Okay. Now remaining things we'll discuss in next lecture. We'll stop here.